Hello guys, welcome once again. In this video, I'm going to teach you about MD5 encryption in PHP. Now, what is encryption and why do we use encryption? So I will give you a little example. In the last three videos, I have shown you how to create this database and how to link this MySQL database to your PHP. And we have created this table called user info, and in this table there are some column called ID, name, surname, age, username and password. But when you see this data for the password carefully, you will see that any user who have the access to my PHP myadmin login or MySQL login, he will be able to see all the password and he will be having access to all the password or all the user data in my database, right? And this is not we want, or this is not we desire, right? We desire to protect our users data, and the password is the only way we can protect it. So we don't want to show this password to the outside world, and we want to protect it. And one way of protecting this is by using encryption. And there are different kind of encryption, and one of the encryption is called Md5, right? And what this Md5 encryption does is it converts your string into a hash value, and it is a one-way encryption, so you cannot convert this hash which is generated by your string back to your original value. But what you can do is you can compare two hash. Let me give you an example and then I will move forward so you may understand. For example, I create a variable called password is equal to, and I will give the value to this variable password as uh, pass, for example. This is my password, right? Now this is visible to all the user who has the access to my database, for example. Now, in order to protect it, what I can do is I can use a function in PHP called Md5, and this Md5 is a function which convert your text to, or convert your string to a hash value. So I will pass this to my Md5 as an argument, this string value as an argument to my Md5 function, and let's echo this. Okay, I will save it and I will go to my md5.php, and what you can see is a kind of a hash value. Okay, and this value is, you cannot make it reverse to this pass. You cannot convert this to the original value, which is pass, right? So the only way is to compare or to authenticate that this value is pass, or this word pass. You need to generate one more value using this, and you can match these two hash value and then validate it. Okay, so what you can do is, for example, I will give you a small little example. I will make a form outside my PHP file, and this form will be, for example, have the action which is md5 itself is equal to md5 md5.php, which is the same file as my this file, right? And the method will be, method is equal to, let's see what can be the method. Let's take method as post. Okay, and you already know what this post does in PHP. In the earlier videos I have shown you how to use this post. And I will close this form, and I will take input. So this input will be, and this input will be text in type. So type will be, type is equal to text, and the name will be, for example, password. Okay, so name is equal to password, and I will give a little break here, and once again I will submit this form using a button. So now input and type will be submit. Type is equal to and name, you can give the name as, so let's not give any name, for example. Okay, let's see is what is the result of this form, and we can see this simple form and a button, right? And now what we want to do is we want to compare this password with this hash value which we have, right? So let's copy this hash value from here, and let's for now just paste it somewhere so that we can see this afterwards, right? And then what we can do is we can just compare this by using if this value of password is set, and this is a post, so we can just use post underscore post, and this will be a post method, and what it takes the name of your submitted form, right? So in the square brackets you can just pass this password, and you can also check whether this is empty or not. So and my password is not empty, and we'll just take this post and paste it here. Okay, and if it's not empty and it's is set, what I can do is I can compare this by my hash value, right? So I can say if my Md5 hash which generated the hash, right, is equal to, or my password value, so let's transfer this password value to a variable, password is equal to post password, which is this variable, and then what we can do is we can just compare this password with our password. Okay, and let's rename it as, because we have already used this password variable above, so let's rename it as new password, new underscore password, for example. Okay, and if it's matching, then we can just display password pass. Okay, okay, and this is set must be like this, and let's save it and run our program md5, and I think it will not give a correct answer. I will submit it and it's not giving the correct answer. Why? Because this pass must be converted to hash value first, right? So we need to convert this to md5, and then in here I will just close this, and let's give else condition also. Else we want to echo pass not okay, not okay. Okay, save it, refresh the page, or what we can do is we can just give this pass once again, submit this, and it shows some error. Let's see what's the error. Let's include these brackets first of all, and this should be md5 not ma5. Okay, refresh the page and once again give a pass, for example, which is this one, pass value, submit, and you can see pass okay. That means your password is okay. So what we have practically done is we converted our password to a hash, and this hash we match to the value of password which is entered by us, right, which is this password, and we converted this password into hash also, and we have this password hash from this. Okay, so we compare both the hashes of both the values, and if it matches then the password is correct, otherwise the password is wrong. So in a way we are comparing the hash of our string values to check the password, right? So whenever you will use this in real life situation, this password will be some kind of a hash value, and once somebody has the access to this table, he will not be able to see this password directly, but he will be able to see the hash value like this. Okay, and this hash value only matches a single string. Okay, for example, this pass is converted to this hash, and this hash cannot match any other value or any other string, right? Only pass has the hash of this kind. Okay, so this is unique for every word, and this is one direction encryption, so you cannot revert this, or you cannot get this string from this hash. What you can do is you can compare this hash with other hash, and if those two hash are equal, then you can say your password is correct, right? So this is how you can use md5 encryption in PHP. But this is not I mean one of the best way of encryption by using because nowadays we have supercomputers, and by using brute force you can always get the password which is generated by md5 function. So there are better way of hiding your data, but this is one of the way which you can use, and which is at least better than this showing your real password to the world. You can just convert it to the hash and then save it to the database. So maybe in the next video I will show you how you can save this into I mean in the database, and then use this hash from the database to create a login page. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.